Hi, I made some new sprites. What are we thinking? Great. Anyway, today I will be redesigning My Little Pony Equestria Girls characters, specifically the main 6. I have redesigned their Friendship is Magic versions already, multiple times, and you could say that these are the same characters, so like, what's the point? But in Equestria Girls, they are high schoolers, while in Friendship is Magic, they are grown-ups and live in a magical world. So there will be some differences in the designs. But before we begin, a couple clarifications. 1. I'm not trying to fix anything, whatever. This is all just for fun. 2. Everything here is just my opinion and my headcanons. If you disagree, that is completely fine, just don't be a dick about it. At the end of the day, we are talking about magical horses here, so who cares? And 3, these characters do not have canonical races, therefore I can make them whatever race I want. Thank you. For now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the official EG designs. I will not be focusing on the plot here, just the character designs. If you don't care about this part, you can just go to this timestamp and watch the redesigns. Alright, so here are the original designs. Straight away, I'm not the biggest fan of these. It's not the worst I've ever seen, I have a few problems though. The biggest one is the lack of variety. They're all the same height, have the same body type, very similar faces. Even their outfits have a very similar silhouette. They're all wearing a little top, a poofy skirt, and knee-high boots or socks. Granted, in later movies and episodes there is more variety in clothes, but whether the outfits are good or not is a different question. I'll get into it later on. Their overall proportions are also kinda bothering me. I can't quite put my finger on it. Obviously it's meant to be stylized, but I'm not sure how to feel. Maybe it's the head and hair size. Another thing is that their color palettes are a little lighter from FIM, which does not bother me with most characters, except these two. Why? And I don't mind that they don't have races, and that they're still pretty racially ambiguous, because I can still do whatever I want. The problems can be explained by it's easier to animate, which I totally get. Still looks kinda to me, so let's just get into the redesigns already. I started with Fluttershy because she's my favorite. By the way, I am using my FIM designs as a reference too, because I can. Fluttershy's EG design isn't too bad. It's kind of simple, but honestly it works for Fluttershy. I just don't like the butterflies on her skirt, I don't know. I'm keeping the facial features, body type, ethnicity, and overall silhouette pretty similar to my FIM design. I made the outfit more simple and gave her long hair. Oh, and I made her the tallest of the group, a gentle giant of sorts. Ethnicity-wise, I made her mixed white and Hispanic. No specific reason, honestly, just my first association. I forgot to include it on the drawing, but I also gave her an impacted canine. It works for the FIM design because of the bed episode. I decided to keep it for this one too because it's a cute detail in my opinion, even though I didn't draw it. When I posted my FIM design, for the most part the feedback was pretty good. Well, the negativity mostly came from TikTok, but you know. The main criticism was that I made her look like a boy. I will admit my first drawings of her weren't the best. Then later on I would accidentally make her shoulders too big, but I don't think she looked like a boy. Just had sharper and longer features maybe. People are annoying. Or people would also say like, oh, I see her, I don't know, wearing a hijab, I see her chubby, I see her this and that. I don't care. This is my drawing, I drew my version, draw yours. God damn. Also, for some reason, I was really struggling with this drawing. I made like 4 different sketches, and then it took me multiple days to finish coloring this. Somehow when I try drawing something specifically for a video, it goes completely wrong. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I like the final drawing now. At first it looked too simple to me, but that's literally what I was going for. I still feel like I could have done more. Anyway, here's my e.g. Fluttershy redesign, I guess. So next up is Rarity. Her e.g. design feels too simple for her, I think. She's supposed to be the fashionista of the group, but her design doesn't show that very well. And again, with the cutie mark just plastered on the skirt. I was struggling with this drawing even more than with Fluttershy. I hate this. The face was nice, but then I got to the body and just... My version of Rarity is Blasian. The reason is I like the headcanon of her being Asian, and I like how the design looks with darker skin, so I just combine the two. Simple as that. But a lot of people didn't like that, especially on TikTok. A lot of people disagreed with my take, which by itself is totally fine. But the majority of them were so rude about it. Some straight up called me racist and a blackwasher, which to this day just confuses me to no end. Like, Rarity is the color white, yes, but that doesn't make her racially white. So how can I quote unquote wash something that's not there? And it's just funny how these people were calling me racist while complaining about a headcanon, but okay. Obviously I do not care if your headcanon her is a white or Asian, let's just say pale, because you think it's more accurate to her design. That's okay. Again, these characters are like blank canvases. Do whatever you want, just don't be a dick if someone's take is different from yours. But also just commenting like, I see her as this, I see her as that. Cool. What am I supposed to do with that though? You know? Okay, I need to stop. Anyway, I really like how her face turned out, but I was having mixed feelings about the overall anatomy. Something kept looking off to me, I don't know. I also like how I colored the skirt and the shoes. Not sure if she looks like a high schooler, but it's Rarity, she's extra, so might as well. And the last one for today is Applejack. Her EG design is pretty good actually, I like it. I like how her cutie mark isn't just plastered on, it's done in a more clever way, which is nice. I just don't really see her wearing a skirt, like, ever, but that's just me. That aside, the outfit is pretty nice. And for my redesign, I just took my already existing one and made it a tad bit more simple, and that's it. Because I can. Oh, and somehow this drawing went pretty smoothly, yet when I was making the FIM designs, Applejack was literally the biggest struggle for me, for literally no reason. Oh, and I made her white, by the way. I gave her like lateral lashes and a ton of freckles all over her body to like make her stand out a little more from the group. You can't really see it, but I made her a little less buff from the FIM design because she looks like a boy. Actually, I will get into it. I have seen a lot of comments either saying that my AG design looks like a guy or just straight up calling it a gender band, which, one, AJ is literally a masculine character and she lives on a farm. I cannot imagine her being skinny or casually wearing dresses. And two, why would I gender bend just her and no one else? Okay, relax. These are just cartoon horses. She looks gay and that's all I need. And here they are all together. This is it for part 1. I will do the rest in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you for sticking around and listening to my grown-ass rant about fictional rainbow ponies. You can subscribe to me on here and do all the other stuff. My other socials will be on the screen and in the description. And bye!